Good morning, everyone. Well, let's continue where we were in this mimer, which is entitled Ata TZAVEH, the same title as this week's Torah reading. And the simple meaning is that God commands Moses that Moshe, he should command the Jewish people to bring olive oil, pure olive oil, to him from crushed olives, crush up katit lamor, that's crushed up specially for the lamps, the menorah, that they should bring it to him, and that it should be crushed from evening until morning. It should light, I'm sorry, the light should go from evening until the morning. And then the next sentence, it says it should be constant. Okay, so the Rebbe asked the obvious question, why did God tell Moses to command? Usually God's doing the commandments, and God just tells Moses to give over his command. Here it says, no, you command. And then, and the Rebbe answers that here the word command also means to connect. Moses, you have to connect. You connect the Jewish people, and the Rebbe explains what does it mean. You connect the Jewish people to their essence. That's number one. Then there's step number two, crushed up for the lamp. The Jews only really bring out their true essence when they are crushed, when there's a difficult situation and the Jews have to make difficult choices, like it was, for instance, in Purim. The Jews had to make a difficult choice, either to deny their Judaism or to face annihilation. And the Jews took the second choice. They did not deny their Judaism. They faced annihilation rather than giving up their Judaism. That revealed who they really are in the inside. They had nothing to gain, everything to lose, except one thing they did have to lose, and that was their truth, their true identity. So Moses wakes up the true identity, and Mordechai fortifies it, encourages it, that it's revealed even in the most difficult situations, even when the Jews are crushed. So that's pretty much what we learned, right? And then the Rebbe said, it seems, therefore, that Mordechai accomplished more than Moses did. Or at least, let's say it this way, he accomplished what Moses was trying to accomplish, namely to inspire all of the Jewish people to be willing to have such a strong connection with the creator of the universe, with God, that they're willing to even lose their lives and lose going to heaven and lose all the world to come and then this world and everything, to lose everything for the sake of the creator, for the sake of God's Torah, essentially, because the Torah is God's will. So that's what Moses gives the Torah. He connects the Jews, and he begins the connection. And Mordechai even brings it out. He brings it out more. So here we have two steps, if you want to say it. Mordechai brings it out, that even when the Jews are crushed, okay. So then the Rebbe says, but in every generation, there has to be a Mordechai. This is what's dealing with us. Every generation, there has to be a Jewish leader. And this Jewish leader has to be like Mordechai, like Moses and like Mordechai. So now let's go where we are. Let's go up to here. All right, this is where we got up to. According to this, we can explain the connection between and the order of these topics. Ata TZAVEH. In the beginning, it explains the Ata TZAVEH, Moses, you connect the Jewish people to God. Ata TZAVEH, you connect the Jewish people. Namely, you connect the Jewish people to their true identity, to who they are. Moses is the one that connects and joins the Jewish people with Orein Sof, with the Infinite One, with God. By means of this, that he strengthens and nourishes the essential faith, which says the essential identity of every Jew, as he strengthens it. How does he strengthen it? By teaching them, by being a good example, by telling them to do the commandments, by bringing them the Torah. And he explains to the Jews who they are. And afterwards, it says that there's another level that all the shepherds of the Jewish people, every even the branches of Moses, the representative of Moses, they strengthened the faith of the Jewish people, like Mordechai. Mordechai, he was the Moses of his generation. He strengthened the faith of the Jewish people to stand strong in learning Torah and doing the commandments. Well, after that explains the explanation, Katit Lamor, that the Jewish people, that's what it means, that the Jewish people are crushed up, that they provide oil for the lamp. It says it was pure oil that comes out of the olive. It goes for the lamp, for the source of all lights of God and revelations of God, the source, God, the essence of God himself. So to speak, the decision that God made in his mind to create the world reaches up to this level. Why he's creating the world, right? So that the world will become a perfect place by means of service of man. That's, so to speak, a thing that God himself can't do. God can't serve God. God can't make up his mind and defy his egotism. That what it says, you command the Jewish people that were in the desert. First, it seems that it's talking about Moses. Moses, that which Moshe, he reveals the source of light in the Jewish people. This is mainly not by Moshe himself. Moshe was just the example. This is in the later generations, Shebazman Galus, in the time of exile, when the Jewish people are crushed. Moses arouses the Jewish people the power of self-sacrifice. In other words, the power to give what I want over to what God wants. I want to stay alive. I want to have money. I want to live. But if it's in a situation where that conflicts with what God wants, like in the time of Purim, for instance, when Haman said, I'm going to kill all the Jews, are you Jewish? And all the person had to say was, no, that's it. You're out. You're safe. But a Jew can't say, I'm not a Jew. Right? He can't do it. He can't. You see that he can do it. We see there's a lot of Jews that do it. But when he's in a pressured situation like that, when he really realizes that his whole life depends on it. So a Jew, you ask a Jew, are you a Jew? He says, no. What does he mean in his mind? I'm not a religious Jew like you. I'm not a fanatic like you. If that's what a Jew is, I'm not. But when Haman comes and says, either you say you're a Jew and I'll kill you, or say I'm not a Jew and you get out, what are you going to do? The person will say, I'll say, I'm not a Jew. What's the question? I can't do it. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem. All of a sudden, that's what happened in Purim. That's what Mordechai did. He revealed the true essence of what a Jew is. And the true essence of what a Jew is the opposite of nature. Nature, a person wants to exist. And the essence of a Jew is, he doesn't want to be destroyed, but he's willing to give his life for something that's more meaningful than his will to exist. Than himself, so to speak. This is the essence of what the soul is. That's the me'or. We can understand the Lafif Biuranal, according to what we said before, Inyan Katit, Lamoor, that idea of being crushed up to. Listen, I think that this is not an unusual thing. I think that this idea of, we call Masirut Nefesh, giving yourself totally over, forgetting about yourself, that in a way is the whole secret to everything good. Everything good, right? You have a person that's an excellent, pianist. How would he become an excellent pianist? He forgot about everything. He wasn't thinking about his own success or about whatever. He just loved the music. He just loved the music. It could be that if, he's in competition with somebody, it makes him work harder or whatever. But that could fire him off. But the essence of the thing is he forgets about himself and he gives himself over to inspiration, to beauty, to music. The same thing with sports. He gives himself over to reach the highest mark. And it could be that the competition encourages him, but he's given over to forgetting about himself. He's willing to suffer. He's willing to this. I think that that's basically everything in a family. Love, forgetting about yourself, giving yourself over to your children, to your wife. You're not doing it for what they're going to give back to you. If you do so, then it doesn't come out so successful. Okay, it's better than nothing, right? It's better than abandoning your family. So you do it so the police won't catch you, or so that your kids will be loyal to you, that they'll help you. You give them paper routes or something like that. They can make money for. Maybe you have all sorts of logical reasons behind it, but genuine love is you don't think about yourself. You're thinking of the good of the other person. And so here's we're talking about the same thing, but to the Creator. That's ideal, true love. Is loving the Creator. The Creator is creating everything. He's creating your family. He's creating music. But we have to understand, according to what we said before, that what we said that crushed up to the illuminator. This is relevant to TZAVEH, that Moses is commanding the Jewish people that Moses and his representatives, they are the ones that attach the Jewish people to God. And then, but it says, Katit Lamor, being crushed up, somehow or other are being crushed up. This brings oil to Moses. The Inyan that it says you should take to you, God is saying to Moses, you take to yourself, that the Jewish people, they bring this oil to Moses. Hushi Yisrael Mosifim Tosefes Orba Moshe. Oh, so it looks like we have over here 3 stages, let's say. Stage number 1, Moshe attaches the Jews to their true Jewish identity. I am a Jew. Mordechai, he strengthens it even more, that no matter what, even in the worst situations, a Jew is willing to make big sacrifices, to the point of him sacrificing his life for his Judaism, sacrificing his world to come, sacrificing it for the sake of the Creator, for the truth. But then there seems to be a third step, is that this somehow or other adds energy or adds something, we'll see what it is, to Moses and to Mordechai, because you have to bring this oil to Mordechai, to Moses. So something is, Moses is not just inspiring the Jewish people, somehow or other the Jewish people are also inspiring Moshe. Let's see how this works. That's what it says. This sentence that's in the in the Megillah, it's right at the end of the Megillah. What does it say? That the Jews accepted on themselves what they began to do. It explains, what does it mean? They accepted on themselves what they began to do at Mount Sinai. At Mount Sinai, 900 years earlier, the Jews began to accept the Torah. They began to be attached to God by Moses. And the Jews actually, and that was when they began. But when did they really finish receiving the Torah? When? This sentence that says in the Megillah, and at the end of the Megillah, when did the Jews really accept? When they were under pressure from Haman, right? And then the Jews stood with self-sacrifice, and that's when they accepted it. When Haman was pressuring them, right? Says the Rebbe, no, not so. That's not so. Really, this sentence that says, when did the Jews really accept the Torah? When was this? This was after the miracle of Purim, when there wasn't any more pressure anymore. After Haman had been killed and the Jewish people were victorious and there was no pressure from outside, that's when it says that the Jewish people accepted the Torah, which that seems to be the opposite of everything we just finished saying. We just finished saying, when did the Jews accept the Torah? When did the Jews really reveal their Judaism? When they are being pressured, when they are being crushed. And here we see that in the Megillah, it seems no, that maybe that could be when they were crushed, they revealed their essence. But the sentence says, when did the Jews really reveal their true essence and accept the point of the Torah, self-sacrifice? When? After the miracle of Purim, after they already won, when there's no pressure whatsoever. Oh, Yishlom, we can say, the Mashka too. So if so, there must be, this maybe is relevant to us. Hey, we're after nobody's pressuring us, right? We're not in the concentration camps or someone's pressuring us. Or maybe we can say, yeah, nowadays there's all this anti-Semitism in the world. The anti-Semitism, that's what's going to reveal our true essence. The Jews are standing up and saying, no, I'm a Jew, right? And that's true. It says, yeah, but there's something even higher after there's no pressure. After there's no pressure. How is that going to be? Let's see. That what it says, this is after there's no pressure anymore, after we won the battle, after we destroyed all of our enemies. That's when it says that the Jews really revealed their essence. Yeshlom, we can say, the Mashkatuv, that what it says in the Maimer, the discourse of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, on this Shapirush Kibul Yehudim, that what it says that the Jews accepted that which they began to do. Oh, good morning. That what it says the Jews began, what they began to do in the days of Achashverosh. One second. Oh. In the days of Achashverosh, Kiblu, they accepted what they began to do at the giving of the Torah. This is also according to the simple meaning. This was after there was no pressure, after the Jewish people beat their enemies. Oh, so that's like a whole different level now, right? That's a whole different level. If so, we have like three different levels of the Jews revealing their essence. There was Moses, that he fed the Jewish faith. Then there was Mordechai, that he encouraged the Jews to stand up under pressure and reveal their true identity, self-sacrifice. And then something happened after there was no pressure. That seems to be when they really revealed their true essence. What is this when there's no pressure? Alpiz, according to this, is that the fact that in the days of Achashverosh, the Jewish people accepted what they began at the giving of the Torah. There's two things. Number one, the acceptance that was in the time when there was pressure by means of their self-sacrifice, that they refused to deny their Judaism, even though that it placed them in danger. And then there was another revelation of their Judaism, even deeper. This was after the miracle of Purim. And this is going to be a little bit relevant to us because this was even higher than accepting than revealing their Judaism when there was pressure. We can say the same thing as crushing up and bringing this pure olive oil to Moses, that by means of the Jewish people being crushed in the time of exile, they reached to the source of light, the source of creation, the essence of God. So there's two things here involved. Now you have to remember what the Rebbe is talking. This is not just an intellectual endeavor that the Rebbe is just trying to, play. How do you say how many angels can dance on the head of a pin or something like that? The Rebbe this is a workbook. The Rebbe is telling us what to do. Maybe we'll make this thing bigger. How can I do this? 1 minute. No, it doesn't look it. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It's right in the middle of it. Okay. Here, Shlomo, we can say, 1 second, 1 minute, excuse me, please. There's two things in this. The Jewish people, when they're under pressure, they reveal who they are. And after the obvious pressure is gone, or the external pressure is gone, then they reveal even a higher level. The Rebbe is going to talk about what this is. Now it's going to start getting relevant to us. But there's another thing. It seems that also when the Jewish people are found in a situation of harchava, when there is no pressure, when they are successful, harchava b'gashmis, when it is success in physical and also spiritual, the opposite of when there was Haman. Haman presented a pressure on the Jewish people. He wanted to kill all the Jews. That, because of Mordechai, was the catalyst that brought the Jews to reveal their true essence, who they are. They made the choice when there was pressure from the outside. But now the Rebbe is going to say, but after the pressure is gone, and Haman was killed, and the Jewish people it says that the house of Haman was given to Esther, and that the Jews were very successful and there was joy. It says that's when the Jews really revealed their essence. Oh, what's this? That's like now, when everything is successful and everything is going good and you can learn Torah wherever you want to. But then the Jews are really crushed. What? From what? What are they crushed for? They got everything they need. Shehem nimtzeim b'galut. Just the fact that Moshiach is not here, just the fact that there's one corner in the world where there's a Jew that doesn't know about what God is, and there's a non-Jew that doesn't know what the 7 Noahide commandments are, it's a sign that we're in exile. And that the Beit HaMikdash is not built in Yerushalayim yet. All the Jews are not gathered to Israel. That fact should make us crazy. In fact, should make us even more crazy than Haman pressuring us to make the choice. Are you a Jew or not? If you say, yes, you are, I'm going to kill you. And the Jew said, yes, I am. That's a revelation of Judaism. Says the Rebbe, now there's even a bigger revelation. When there's no pressure from the outside, there's no Haman. Al derech, for instance, a matzav shahaya achrei nesa Purim, like it was after the miracle of Purim, that the Jews, it says, or of v'simcha v'sasam v'yakor, the Jews, they had light and joy and happiness and glory. Shabbat it means that also spiritually they also had this, and even more. Also, the house of Haman, it says God, that Achashverosh, that's a metaphor for God. He gave it to Esther. Then there was a Maila de Ashapcha. They transformed the whole world, that everybody liked the Jews. Everyone liked the Jews. The Jews could learn Torah. There was no pressure. That's when they really revealed their true essence. That's when they received the Torah. Why? Because even now, of the Achashverosh Anan, we are slaves. We are still slaves of Achashverosh. Jewish people are broken, crushed from the fact that we're in Gullus. Israel, and by means of the fact that the Jewish people are crushed, just by the fact that we're still in exile, the Geula is not here, this reaches to the essence of godliness. Why? What's there to reveal? There's no pressure. Why should we? Okay, you feel bad. There's no Moshiach. The Jews aren't together in Israel. But listen, we're learning Torah. We can sit and learn Torah, right? Especially a person like me. Here, I put on tefillin every day, and I live in Kfar Chabad, and everybody's fine over here, right? True, there's the Arabs, there's this, but God does big miracles with the soldiers, and there's troubles, yes, but to feel crushed from what? What's crushed? Nobody's crushing me. I'm being crushed, says the Rebbe. That's your problem. That's your problem. The fact is, we'll see. The Indian is like this. The Jewish people, that the fact that they're broken and crushed from the fact that we're in exile, even though that nothing external is forcing us or threatening us, because Ratzono Amiti, because the true will of every Jew is that there should be revealed godliness. And until that this revealing godliness, Nogela Etzem Mitziyoto, is touching the essence of our being. A Jew is not happy to go to heaven. A Jew is not happy just in the fact that he's sitting and he's learning Torah and he's going to go to heaven, he's going to get big rewards. That's a nice thing, but that's not what the essence of Judaism is. That's an aspect of Judaism that certainly is wonderful, right? But that's not it. What does a Jew want in the essence? The essence of what a Jew is what? He just wants the world to be a good place. He wants the world, the whole entire world, the whole creation to go according to the Creator. That's like Adam, the first man. He was put into the world to fix the world up. It should be according to the Creator's instructions. And therefore, Zesheb is that then in the time of exile. There is no revealed godliness like it was in the time of the Beit HaMikdash. And especially when you think about this, that it says, Kol Mishalol Nivna Beit HaMikdash. If the Holy Temple is not built in your days, this is as though it was destroyed in your days. If you see there's no Beit HaMikdash and that there's Jews scattered all over the world, and they're scattered all over physically and spiritually. From this fact itself, is Aaron Gansen to Traceled. He's totally, shook up, katit, crushed. Even when he's in a higher level, that shines by him godliness in a way of Giloi in the time of the Holy Temple, right? He has a beautiful family, and he's a Rosh Yeshiva, and he has thousands of pupils, everything you could want, wonderful. Nevertheless, from this, the fact that the whole world is not shining revealed godliness, this muchach is necessary. Shagama Gili Shemeir Etzlo, that what's revealed by him is also limited. Something's missing. In other words, if you're not worried I got to do something to reveal God in the whole world. I have to do something. If there's one point in the world that should make me feel miserable. Now, we're not talking about he walks around miserable all the time and that he can't laugh with people and he can't be happy. Exactly the opposite. You have to be happy all the time and you have to be positive all the time. But somewhere down deep inside of you, you have to think to yourself, right, when you're alone, this is not it. This is not it. We're missing the main essence of why I'm here in the world. True, everything is wonderful, a family and everything, and I have to be friendly with people, and I am genuinely nice to people and happy and positive. But the fact is, deep down inside, a Jew has to be totally crushed and smashed from the fact that, every second that I'm alive and I don't do everything I can to make the world a better place, at least to feel that something, the essence is missing, then I'm missing. The revelation of godliness that's supposed to be is not here, because if it was, it would be everywhere. And the fact that God is not revealed everywhere, it shows that whatever idea or feeling I have of God is very, very limited. And this is Ma Shemuv of that, what it says in the Mimer of the Alter Rebbe. It says in the Tikkunim, listen to this, that even if there's one tzaddik that would do tshuva, a complete tshuva, in our generation, the Moshiach would come and revealed what? By means of doing tshuva, mamshichin, giloy, ora, and so if we draw down godliness, which is unlimited, or giloy zen, by means of this would be in the whole world. In other words, the whole thing depends on one Jew. Who is that one Jew? Me. And everyone should say the same thing to themselves. It depends on me. And what does it mean? It depends. What are we supposed to do? It says the Rebbe, feel bad that that there's any trouble anywhere in the world. Feel bad. And what are we supposed to do with that feeling bad that we feel bad? I have to do a little bit more. I have to do a little bit more. The fact just that you feel bad about it, that's already something amazing. I have to do a little. And what does it mean? What do you have to do a little bit more? Say another psalm, say another prayer, do another good deed, be a less negative, be more positive. From this, she'ein me'ir, that does not shining, it does reveal your potential, your talents. And that the fact that's not shining by him revealed godliness, who nishbar v'nitke, he's crushed. Al derech hayedu, like it says, shechola, the word for a sick person, sick, is choleh. That's the gematria, the numerical value of 49. Shegam also kishemasig memtet sharibina. Even a Jew, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, he reached the 49th gate of understanding, understands all the Kabbalah, reveals everything. Elishachaser Sharanun, but he's missing the last gate. It's called choleh, sick. Yadua Ma'azeh, that's what it says that Tzemach Tzedek, the third Rebbe of Chabad, said, Shaya Nishma, that he would hear from his grandfather, the Alter Rebbe, you would hear him saying, Ich will gor nisht. I don't want anything. I don't want anything. Ich will nit dein Gan Eden. I don't want to go to heaven. Ich will nit dein Olam Haba. I don't want any revelations, the raising of the dead. Ich will mer nit dich allein. I only want you. All I want is just you, God. That you should be revealed everywhere. In other words, what you want, that's what I want. I want that this whole world should be a perfect place. Why? Because that's what you want. That he heard when the third Rebbe of Chabad, when he was just a young boy, he heard his grandfather saying this. The Pirish, what does it mean? He would say it. He would say it in a regular way, not just one time, but it was a constant saying by him. I don't want anything. I don't want your heaven. I don't want your world to come. I want only you. He was speaking alone. He didn't know if anybody heard him. Ubafrat, and especially after Shapirsum, this, it was advertised by means of the third Rebbe of Chabad. So if so, the power was given to every single Jew, because that's the essence of Jewish identity. That our main desire is that there should be revealed godliness. To this degree, if there's no revealed godliness, how much more so in the time of the exile, She'ein meir afilu gilui, there's no revelation at all, that it was like in the time of the Holy Temple, right? In the Holy Temple, you could go to the Holy Temple and you would feel that you're being created. You would feel that there's a creator. You'd feel that God is empowering you to do more. That's why you're in the world, to be more dynamic, to be less lazy, to be less negative. You'd go to the Holy Temple, you'd come away happy. Moadim l'simcha. Says that was back then. Now we don't even have that. The fact that we don't have that should crush us. And a person can say, why should I be crushed? I mean, I have everything. Baruch Hashem, I do commandments. I try not to do any sins. Big averas I don't do. I don't drive on Shabbos. I don't eat not kosher food. I put on tefillin. That's pretty good. He says, of course it's good. Yes, certainly. And you have to be happy with every good thing that you do. And you have to be happy with whatever you have. Whatever you have. A person that only has one leg, be happy you have one leg. A person who doesn't have any legs, be happy you have two arms. Be happy you're alive. Be happy anything, but you should be happy, but never to be satisfied. You can never be satisfied with what you've got. Happy, of course, but that satisfied. What are you going to use your arms for? What are you going to use your legs for? What are you going to use your voice for? You have to use it for what the Creator wants, namely to have an effect on the world. And the fact that the world is in the situation it is, there's one person to blame, and that person is me. I'm a matzav the katit. You're crushed. You request 3 times every day, or even more. God, please let our eyes see your return back to Israel in mercy. Sha'az, then there'll be revealed godliness into the revelation of the essence of God. The whole world will feel lucky, appreciative. Wow, I'm being created. Thank you, God, for creating me. How can I repay you? The whole world. Right? How? Then they'll look to see 7 Noahide commandments. 7 Noahide commandments. Don't kill, don't steal. Be positive. Value life, value family, value property. Value the Creator. That'll make the whole world positive and dynamic. That's the revelation of the Creator in the creation, the reason for creation. In the world will be revealed. That the fact is, it's something like a person that's sick and a person that's healthy. What's the difference between a healthy and a sick person? A healthy person, that's just the way he's supposed to be. A sick person, something went wrong. His circulation is bad or something. It's the same thing with the world. The world is healthy. That's the way the world is supposed to be. God is supposed to be revealed here. That's the way it was in Gan Eden. But we see that it's not that way. So that the fact that we see that it's not that way, that crushes us, and we think, I got to do something more. You reach to the essence. That the desire of every single Jew is Gilui Elokus, that God should be revealed. Until this is relevant to the essence of our soul. Therefore, a person is broken and crushed from the fact that we're found in exile. Lo yesh gilui, and there's no revealed godliness anywhere. Who meets that etzem and neshama, comes from the essence of the soul, the light of the soul. Not the light, I'm sorry, the source of the light, me'or of the soul. Shitkashrut elokus, the connection to God is itkashrut atzmit. Is an essential connection to God. So everybody is alive, and every normal person values their life. And normal person values their life automatically. It's an automatic thing. You don't have to think about it. You automatically value life. And now the Rebbe is saying that everyone, if that's valuable, think about the source of your life, how valuable that is. Where's the life coming from? If everybody would feel the source of their life, then there wouldn't get confused about this feeling that they feel alive. They know that it's coming from someone. And even more, it's coming for a purpose. That's what it means, revealing godliness in the world, revealing the source of life and why we're here. And as long as that's not revealed, we Jewish people should feel bad. That should be somewhere deep down inside of our soul, we should feel bad. You don't have to demonstrate it to anyone else. You don't have to go around miserable all the time. You don't have to tell everybody about how bad I feel and etc. But that should really be the essence of your soul. Shlomo, we can say shebechinas ma'or, that this level of the light of the soul. Let's see where this goes. Oh, it's a little, okay, we'll have to do a little bit of this, and we'll stop. Here we go. Okay. We can also attach this to what it says in the Mimer by the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. What does it say? Yeah, okay. In the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, according to what it says, TZAVEH b'nei Israel, that you should command or connect the Jewish people, and they should bring to you, Moses, this pure oil. After that Moses commands and attaches Yitzaveh, he commands and he attaches the Jewish people to the Creator. Then what happens when he activates the Jews? Then the Jews, they bring to Moshe this oil, that the Jewish people, by means of their service, they add energy and reveal light of godliness and inspiration to Moshe. Now there's two things of Moshe. There's the person Moshe, and then there's the Moshe inside of each one of us. The Moshe inside of each one of us, that's our connection to the Creator. Awareness of the Creator. And the awareness of our responsibility to the Creator. That's the Moshe inside of each one of us. We can say that in the explanations of this, in the service of man, the Zeshem Moshe, that Moshe, he commands and he connects the Jewish people to God, is Shehu Zanum Mefarnes et Amuna, namely he feeds and nourishes and strengthens and enlarges the faith of the Jewish people, so that it encompasses more and more of their life. She'amunati and nosef, it should be, in addition to the fact that it is on the revelations of the soul, it should also be from the essence of the soul. Yesh Loma, we can say that that's what it says. Ata tetzaveh, you command the Jewish people. That's why God said to Moses, I'm not going to command them. I'm not going to connect them. You, Moses, you connect the Jewish people. The Ata Tetzaveh, that you, Moshe, you should connect the Jewish people. This is implied that that God is not the commander. Here, God is saying, Moshe, you be the commander. You're the one that, Metzav also means connect. You, Moshe, you're the one that has to connect the Jewish people to God. In other words, God is saying, I'm not going to do it on my own. The people are all of a sudden getting inspiration, right? He's sitting in a bar room somewhere, who knows, in Denmark, and he's sitting in a bar, and all of a sudden he gets an inspiration. Wow, I'm a Jew. I can't do this anymore. I have to, that's one way. Yes, but God said, listen, that happens. But the main thing is it's going to happen through you, Moshe. And you're the one that's going to do it. You're the one that's going to wake up the Jewish people and join the Jewish people themselves. From the essence of the soul, all of the Jewish people are one. So what does God want? God wants that the Jews should do all of the work. That's what he wants. We should do it on our own. We should be inspired from inside of ourselves, and we have our soul. And it ends up that what is ourselves? Ourselves is not really ourselves. Ourselves is just being created by God. By means of the service of the Jewish people, after that Moses arouses in them this essence of the soul, Shagam Kochot HaGiluim, that also the Jewish people, their personalities, the Jewish individuals, right, their non-religious, normal, day-to-day personalities, what type of food they like, what type of friends they have, what type of car they like, what their IQ is, what their EQ is, what their personalities. This also should be fitting, how do you say, fit to the essence of the soul. By means of this, there is made an advantage, a better type of a light. Our personalities, sometimes that was our biggest enemy. That was concealed godliness. It says now it becomes your biggest friend. Suddenly you find that when you serve the Creator from yourself, you're the one that inspires yourself to serve. That comes from your essence of your soul that was woken up by means of Moshe, and it was nourished by means of Moshe. But it ends up that you have to do it yourself, that by means of this is revealed the true source of the soul, how the source of the Jewish soul is in its essence. And we can also explain another thing. We can see that in addition to this, there's also, this adds on not just your connection to God, but your connection to every Jew. That the unity of all the Jewish people from the essence of the soul, which is revealed in them, this is, excuse me, the unity of the Jewish people, which comes from the outside aspects of your soul, this is like an additional thing. It's like an additional commandment, like putting on tefillin is a commandment. You take the boxes and you put it on your arm. Also, to love every Jew is like separate from me, and it's a separate commandment, right? It's a separate from, I do a thing with others. The idea of the unity of the Jewish people is that by means that we make our souls the main thing and our bodies separate. In other words, true, I'm different from everybody else, and my personality is different from everybody else, but that's part of one big unit. Just like my toes are different from my eyes, but I don't want to give up on a toe. The toes are very important. If you haven't got a toe, so you're missing something. And so there's Jews, let's say that they're very ignorant or they're whatever it is, but nevertheless, they're part of the whole unity. And if you look at it, everybody's separate, then you can do a commandment and you can fix it up. It's like these people that they go to physical therapy. If they're paralyzed, so they make the limb is something separate, they make it work. That's loving every Jew because you have to, you're commanded. But to feel it from the essence of the soul, when you feel the essence of your soul as it is rooted in the essence, and you know that every other Jew is also the same thing. So it's really one part of one big body. Everyone complements everyone else. Everyone is exactly the same in the essence of the soul, and that they're all different means they're all complementing one another. That even so, it comes out that even a person's different personalities, this is part of the essence. The unity of the Jewish people, it comes out in everything, in every aspect of their day-to-day life. Did I skip this 1 second? Did I skip something? One minute. Did I skip this 1 second? No. Okay. Yeah, we did. I skipped it. I'm sorry. I skipped it. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me tell you what it said. I'm sorry. I skipped this thing. That's the problem with rolling this thing. In one little roll, and you're in a different world. The Rebbe said this, and I think maybe we'll go back to this on Yom Rishon. The Rebbe said like this. We can see that there are Jews that when they're pressured from the outside, that they have tremendous self-sacrifice. And who knows it better than in Chabad? In Chabad, they came from Russia. And there were some Jews that moved out to America when the previous Rebbe, but 99% of Chabad was in Russia, and it was in communist Russia. And in communist Russia, you wanted to remain a Chabadnik, the only way you could do it was self-sacrifice. Anyone who didn't send their children to the communist schools, they would throw the parents in jail, and the children they would put into an orphanage, a communist, they wouldn't even know they were Jewish. So to send your children to have Jewish education, what was Jewish education? There would be like 5 children learning in a basement somewhere. And if they would reveal it, the next door neighbors would reveal it, then you'd get killed, right? There were a lot of Chabad young men, they got killed because of teaching children. So there's tremendous, amazing self-sacrifices and there were Jews that they sacrificed themselves day and night. They would walk to carry messages to places. There was a person in Kfar Chabad, Rabbi Raskin. He did the circumcision on 2 of my children, and he in Russia was also, he did circumcisions. He was a moel, and he was also a shochet. He did ritual slaughtering. Both of those things were forbidden. He used to walk around with a knife. He had a knife, a slaughtering knife, and this knife in his pocket, and he had holes in his pocket purposely. And he wrapped the knives up in cloth so that if he felt he was being followed, so he would let the knife drop through the hole in his pocket, and it wouldn't make any noise because it was wrapped up in cloth or something like that. And then when they caught him, they would frisk him, and they would see. Just tremendous self-sacrifice they had. But when they got to America, or they got to a place where there was no problems, there was no difficulty. Here, let's see if we can see this. Here it says, Like we say, when they were in a place where there were decrees against doing Torah and the commandments, they had self-sacrifice actually for many, many years. But afterwards, when they came to a country where it was possible for them to do Laosek B'Torah v'Mitzvos, they came to Israel, America, England, France, and they could do Torah v'Mitzvos without any problem. You can't see that they had any self-sacrifice anymore. And their day was not filled with thinking about Judaism, with thinking about God, with thinking about doing what God wants. There was also a little bit of time to take a rest. That he served with self-sacrifice many, many years was because then the essence of his soul came from not from himself, it came from outside. Therefore, it wasn't made by means of he himself didn't force himself. Again, let's see, because she'az, but lefi she'hir ba'em gilui etzem neshama shelamayla mikochos nefesh, because they're shined in to him soul powers which were above his personality. But his personality didn't change. All right, these Jews that were in Russia, they were fighting against communism. They were fighting against assimilation. They were fighting. The enemy was clear. And so, like a soldier goes into the army, he wipes out his personality. You go into the army, you go into boot camp, you take orders, right? You know who the enemy is. You have to do everything to destroy the enemy. But who is the enemy? Out there. But after there's no problem, then the enemy becomes you. That's the thing that takes away your enthusiasm for Judaism, which challenges your enthusiasm. And the enemy is not such a clear enemy. I'm not such a bad guy as Stalin. That the essence of the soul is the essence of of every aspect of the soul. That's what it should be. That's the essence of the soul. I was revealed to not when a person is crushed from the outside. The revelation of the essence of the soul should come from you yourself, that you're broken from the fact that you're found in exile. And that should be your personality. That should be your personality. That's what should direct your personality. What you like, what you don't like, that should be the main thing of your personality. Right? You get mad when somebody cuts you off and you're driving. That's you. That's not going to bring the geula closer. The essence of your soul should be revealed in every aspect of your soul. And we can say that the essence of the soul becomes one with your personality, with your day-to-day life. This is because the essence of the soul is, that your essence of your soul is not revealed in every aspect of your life is because it's like two separate things. And this, how do you say, the definition of the essence of your soul, this is above you. This is not the real you. But the fact of the matter is it's not so. The essence of your soul, how it is rooted in God's essence, means, and because God is creating everything, so there's no difference between the essence of your soul and your day-to-day life. According to this, now we can say that idea of the source of light of your soul that's revealed by means of Mesirut Nefesh, of self-sacrifice, this is the essence of your soul, how it's revealed in not just when there's problems outside, but in every aspect of who you are. That you're crushed up not because of Achashverosh or because of the Hamas or because of what's going on. You're crushed because we're in exile. And that you have to crush yourself. No one's going to crush you. If you don't crush yourself and force yourself to do something, we're in exile, I got to do something quick to make. That's the source of the light of the soul will be revealed by means of this. This is that we're found just by the fact that we're found in exile. This is the revelation of the soul, how it is rooted in God's essence. So what's the Rebbe want? Why are Jews here? We're here the same reason that Abraham is here. Abraham was the first one to realize it. And Abraham realized that he's here for the same reason that Adam was here, to fix up the whole entire world and reveal godliness in the world. And in order to do this, we have to use every fiber of our being. And we have to do it in a natural way. We have to do it in a way that's convincing to ourselves and to others that we're ourselves. We're not religious fanatics or religious freaks. We have a little bit of a sense of humor. We appreciate beauty. We're helpful. We're pleasant. We're generous. We're brave. In every aspect of our personality. And the whole point is just to reveal that there's a creator that loves his creation, and that doing what the creator wants is what will make the world a good place. Okay, we're going to continue this, God willing, tomorrow. I don't know how I skipped this, but anyway, we got the point. We got the point across, and the essence, faith of the Jewish people, which is aroused by Mordechai and by Moshe, and even more by Mordechai, and even more by the Rebbe's now, that Moses aroused the essence of the Jews to accept the Torah. Mordechai was even when there was a threat of death. And the Rebbe's, they're doing it even when there is no threat of death, when all there is just the exile, and that's what pressures us. As we'll talk about more, God willing, on Sunday, 8:15. And now let's do the Yom Yom for the next 2 days. Is there somebody I didn't let in here? No. Okay, good. Okay. All right. Whatever. Oh, I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Okay, here we go. 1 second. Or did I not? 1 second. Excuse me. Stop.